Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mitla Bangs, aka Mitla Combs, and I am so excited to get into a brand new episode on We Need to Talk. That's this platform. And one question that I constantly get as the reader that I am is, how do you read so much? How do you do it? How do you do what you're doing? And today I'm here to answer that exact question. So here are 5 books that you can use to start your journey into reading and really becoming a reader, because I really believe in reading. I really think it has changed my life. It's opened me up. It's made me more creative. It's made me a better mom, better wife, better daughter, better human. Because andihluphi mntu mna guys, bakwam ndifuna incwadi zam. So let's get into it. We need to talk about 5 books that can get you started on your reading journey. The first book is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I'm sure you've heard a lot about this book, both on social media, and maybe you've also watched the movie. I've watched the movie 3 times. Don't judge me. I love a good romance. And because of how much I love this book, I literally am obsessed with the movie just the same. Never mind the controversy. We're not talking about that right now. But what we are talking about is this book. It's the first one that I would say it really introduced me to reading as an adult. So I've mentioned this on the podcast maybe a few years ago that I used to be an avid reader growing up. Fantasy, romantasy, teen, adult fiction, all the books. I used to read so much as a teenager, so much so that I ended up actually studying English literature at Rhodes University, and that was my Bachelor of Arts. I went on to graduate as one of my majors in English literature. So I read so many books. But I think what happens when you end up reading because you have to, which is because you have to study and you have to pass, I ended up not enjoying it as much as I should have. So I took a break after university and I finally got back into it. And this book was the one that got me into it. It follows the story of Lily, Ryle, and Atlas. It is scandalous. It is interesting. It is deep. I enjoy a deep book. That's one thing about me. Do not give me surface level. Be a romance novel, right? But also give me something to think about. Give me something to mull over, something for me to be shocked by. And this book did exactly that. No spoilers in this video. I'm just telling you of the 5 books that you should check out. So don't worry, I will not be spoiling. The second book is an autobiography. So the first one was a romance and romance drama. The second one is an autobiography and it is titled The Year of Yes: How to Dance It Out, Stand in the Sun, and Be Your Own Person. It was written by Shonda Rhimes. You might know her as the creator of Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, executive producer of How to Get Away with Murder, and Bridgerton. I mean, do you need more convincing? But what's really interesting, what I loved about this book is it wasn't just her telling her life story and, telling where she went, where she grew up, the typical things that you expect in an autobiography. In this book, she really gives you something to think about, and that is how to change your life. And The Year of Yes is her retelling how she changed her life in a year by no longer saying no to her life, but actually opening up and saying yes to things that made her uncomfortable. So there's a lot to learn and to take from this book. The third book is also an autobiography. It is a South African autobiography by Mpumile Dwaba. How Did We Get Here? A Girl's Guide to Finding Herself. And it is exactly that, how she started, her upbringing. But what I really loved about this book, it's so easy to read. It is also rather on the smaller side, not big text, but, it is just that. It's easy. It's also really affordable. So if you are interested in an autobiography that will tell you a little bit about motherhood, about spirituality, Christianity, that will tell you about being a wife, being a content creator, being South African, being a Black girl, a little bit of trauma in there as well. So if this is that book and you're interested in an autobiography, this will be the book, because you will enjoy it. It is actually so good. Now we get into the fourth book, and it is a thriller, and it is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. This is the first book that we read in our book club this year, and we read it together and loved it down. It follows newlyweds Trisha and Ethan in their search for a new house, but this house is owned by Dr. Hallie Adrian Hale, a renowned psychiatrist. So it will keep you on the edge of your seat. It is very simple to read. It is not complicated. And I think that's the common thread throughout all of these 5 books I'm taking you through today, is that they are also easy to read. You don't have to worry about being confused. You don't have to worry about, wait, what just happened? Okay, maybe you will, because this one, because of the twists and turns, it will take you on a journey, but you will be able to follow. It is simple reading, and it will show you that reading does not have to be hard. I think a lot of people I come across tell me that, oh, mihle sana ufunda njani? How do you read so much when reading is so hard, or the book I'm reading is like this and it's like that? And I always tell them that I think you're reading the wrong books, and I always tell them that if you are struggling with reading, it might be because that's not the genre for you. Maybe try a different genre. And even if it's not the genre for you, maybe don't start with that one. Try another one. Try something that is a bit easier. And the books, like I said, these books are easier. These books are the ones that are easy for you to get into. And then we get into Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. And this was the last book that I actually read. I'm so excited to do a book review on it, maybe just for my TikTok page and maybe for YouTube as well. Let me know if you want to see that here. So this was an absolutely breathtaking romance novel that follows Ethan, Emma, and their love story, and them falling in love over the summer. And what I properly loved about this book is that it's not just romance, it touched on so many more topics that opened my eyes to situations that I might not have been prevalent to. I might not have known how trauma affects a relationship. I might not have known how child abandonment manifests in an adult. I might not have known why people do certain things, but that's why I read. I read it because I want to get to know people differently. And books do that. They let you into people's world in a different way. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. These were my 5 books. And these are the 5 books that I say you need to absolutely pick up if you want to get started in your reading journey. This is the guide. It's going to take you through all these things, and you can actually start off 2026 by saying, I'm going to read these 5 books, and you can be done. By the time it's May, you can read 1 book a month, and you'll have 5 books in your arsenal. So get them. They're books are not cheap. Hopefully you can get them secondhand if you are looking for more reasonable books, but books are not cheap. Like, books are, let's not get into that because my husband's gonna start talking. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are going to pick up any of these books, please do, let me know that you are getting something. If there are other books that you'd like to actually check out, or books that you would recommend as an avid reader and be like, actually, Mihle, please add this one to your list, I will definitely do that. Or if I haven't read it, please recommend books to me, guys. Please always recommend books. There's nothing a book reader loves than people recommending books to them. I promise. Please recommend. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Please don't forget to click the like button, click the subscribe button. Please share with your friends, and let's grow this community together. Thank you so much for Mihle Bangs. I will see you in the next video. From me and my books, bye bye.